Hey, yo, it's your girl, Cori.
It's your boy, Kimmis, and we are the cast of 444.
And we would like to take the time to thank you for sharing, liking the video, subscribing. Thank you for telling your moms, your uncles, sisters, your cousins, all that. We really appreciate it. Today, we're actually interviewing our guest. Her name is Queen, and we're going to go over things such as numerology, just all things spiritual. Wherever spirit leads us to, that's what we're going to be bringing up. It's going to be several parts to this. So if you only have so much time to watch it, so you're not feeling like you're leaving off, because it's actually a pretty lengthy interview process. So I'm going to break it up, or we broke it up into multiple series so you can get the time to get through one whenever you get to it. So thank you, and let's start this interview.
Definitely. Part 1 coming right now.
Today we have on our show Queen, a mystic, and she's going to help us learn about the different synchronicities that y'all been seeing, all about anything numerology, basically. She says she's open to discussion. She's pretty wise on her knowledge, so I think that she'll be a very good asset to our show, and she's going to teach me some things that I've been wondering anyway. So one of the first questions I have for you, I know a lot of people have, they've been seeing the numbers 1111. And, I had, mentioned earlier when we were talking, 11's a master number. So when they come together, if I was trying to see exactly what it meant, would I be looking more towards like 11, 11, and 22 as a master number? Or would I look for them separate? And also, is it, how they have the angel numbers? I go and I look for like 1111, but it doesn't resonate. And I've learned that also when I go and like if I Google something real quick and I want to look for numerology, that tends to like feel more of what that is. So is that like a frequency that we're vibrating on? Could you explain that a little more to help me understand?
Yes, in a sense, it is a frequency we're vibrating on. When you go to angel numbers, it's more of an expansion or an extension. So when it comes to numerology, number 11 is the number of illumination. So when you have two 11s, it doesn't break down. Whenever you have any master number, it never breaks down because it's a very powerful number. It's on its own. Okay, so if you see 1111, it's telling you two numbers separately, but it's the same number. So it's twice the illumination. Okay. Now, when we say twice, when I say twice, it's like, remember, 2 is duality. 2 is, in this reality, we have duality, right? So that's what it coincides with, okay? So basically the message is 1111. If you see it, they want you to notice it, and they want you to know they know who you are, and you're here for a reason. And they want you to know that they know who you are, that you have purpose here. They're trying to wake you up. They're trying to say, hey, remember, you're here for this. It's a light worker number, 1111. It's expressing the time for awakening.
Yeah.
It's reminding you. Every time you see it, it's just reminding you again and again, like, we know who you are. You have purpose here. We're watching you, we're listening, we're assisting you. You know, it's like they're saying the ones behind the veil, they're saying, we're here. We want you to pay attention. So whenever you see that number, pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to what you were just thinking. If you don't remember what you were thinking, think something good. Think, when you see 1111, think, I'm a light worker. I have something to do. What is it that you want me to do? What are you asking me? What are you telling me? Ask them. You know, and when I say them, I'm talking about our angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, the ascended masters. Those would be people like Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Kuan Yin. Those are all masters of love. You know, they were all masters, master teachers. And number 33 resonates with master teachers.
Okay, and then I have another question. Whenever you're seeing 1111, and then it's kind of like you start graduating and going to the next level, and you start seeing other numbers. Because when I started seeing numbers, it was back in 2017, and it was maybe for a whole year. All I seen was every receipt, and it became so normal to me. If I didn't see it within like an hour, it started feeling uncomfortable because it became part of my norm. And then it's like I elevated and I started seeing 33 and 333. Is that something that happens, you would say, after you reach a certain point? Or like once you reach the awakening, okay, so now this is what you need to do. Is that, would you agree with that?
When you start paying attention, they notice. So when you start paying attention and start engaging, they're going to give you more. That's natural evolution and spirituality. You know, you're spiritually evolving. So they're going to give you more. But they've been giving it to you. This whole time, they've been giving it to us in different ways, in symbols and signs. You know, you can get signs and symbols, not just from numbers, but from billboards, from driver's license plates, something you read, something you're hearing on the radio, something you're watching on TV. They're trying to give us signs all the time. But now that you've noticed 1111, they can use numerology, they can use angel numbers, they can use more because you resonate with that energy more, you know? So they're like, oh my gosh, she's seeing, she's paying attention. Let's get more. She's ready for more. So they're going to give you more. You know what I mean?
And I know numerology, you can find a lot with your life purpose with numerology, just like you can find with your birth chart. How is numerology beneficial? I know you can do it, but I don't know the depths of how far it can go in. Like, how would I use numerology to know like what my path is, or what my destiny is, or like anything I could use it for?
Okay, so when it comes to numerology, it goes hand in hand with your birth chart. Because you know how they say the vowels and the consonants for your birth chart, it's also like how many vowels, how many consonants. So it's very directly connected to numerology. It is numerology. Your birth chart is numerology. That's where they get the information from, the letters and the numbers together. So they go hand in hand. You know, so they say your life path number, my life path number happens to be a 9, which is the number of completion. So in this time, I'm going through a completion to ascension without death. So that's what 9 signifies, you know. And your birth chart, what's your birth chart number? What's your life path number? Do you know?
I'm 5, freedom. No.
Okay, so that is associated with freedom, change, you know, a movement, anti-stagnation, you know, expression, and several other different things. But, you know, basically if I was to use one word, I would say change. You know, sometimes when I'm doing numerology or I'm explaining it to someone, I want to keep it really simple so they can begin to understand better. And so I just give them the most simple explanation of the number. And for me, 5 is change. So your journey is all about change, because in your past lifetimes, you've experienced change, but you know, there was I guess I would say like maybe something that you have to experience more, that you have to experience when it comes to it. It could be that you weren't well with change in your last lifetime. So now it's all about change, all about becoming comfortable with the unknown. You know, that's what your journey is, in a simple way to explain it. That's what your whole journey is about, you know, change and being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is different for you. You know, all the gifts you have, it's a change, a major change for you.
Yeah. I can definitely see that, especially like when you start thinking about like birth charts and like North Node, and like your North Node is basically your whole purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, when I was looking over before we did the interview, I was looking at like certain things that the numbers like 1 through 9, because you were telling me that it's one starts with 1, ends with 9, and 9 is the ending. But then I was looking at 0, and like a lot of the numbers, they started reminding me of tarot cards.
Yeah, because they are also all of this. We are one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We are one. So tarot, numerology, birth chart, astrology, we are all one. We are all tools. You know what I'm saying? For spirituality. So let's say I was all these things. I'm saying we are one because we are all these things. We are together. We make all of this up. You know, without numerology, how could we have birth charts? We have to have numerology. You know. Sorry, my pants, girl.
And I have a question. Could you kind of break down, like in simple terms, go through 1 through 9 for those that are seeing like numbers so they could put it together?
Yes, definitely. So basically, number one would it's a lot of it is self-explanatory. So number one, the beginning. So when you see number one, you want to associate it with new beginnings. Number two, duality, up, down, dark, light, left, right, um, and it creates balance. In this realm, the earthly realm, you know, there is duality, but there's not duality everywhere else. You know, this exists here in this realm.
Yeah.
It's a little different in different places, but in this reality, that's how it is. You know, it's like dark and light, it's created to create balance. You know, it's there to create balance, and I can get into the depths of that, but let's save that for another time. Number number three is the catalyst. So the catalyst is that thing that's steadfast that changes everything around it, which is part of my purpose. You know, I'm a catalyst for change. I'm a catalyst for the greater change, the enlightenment, the light work, the shift, paradigm shift. You know, so that would be an example. Huh?
Interrupt, but I have a question. You know how you said you're a catalyst and your life path is a 9, and 3 can go into 9. So is that why you have like a fragment of life path 3 in you as well?
Well, that sounds, if you think about it, would be 333, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like something that, you know, the angels and guides and our ancestors are trying to express to me right now, because that's not something that I've expanded my mind towards as of yet. Okay. So I'm sure that you have just taught me something. Yeah. You know. So if you think about it, 9 would be 3 master numbers. Well, I guess it would be because 33 is a master number, and then you add that other 3. But you think mastery the whole time. But the fact that it's the 3 numbers and they're 3, it all means something very powerful. Very, very powerful. This is extremely powerful, what you just told me right now. It just gives me a sense of that much more, you know, powerful it is, that how magical it is. You know, I'm thinking just 9, but you know, now I've been expanded into something quite bigger. Yeah. You know, so I appreciate that gem that you just dropped. So that's something to think about, something to ponder on, you know. Yeah. So 4 would be foundation. So, you know, a house has 4 corners, right? 4 corners. Yeah. The foundation. It's a solidity. It's also a Mother Earth number, Gaia. Mother Earth's name is Gaia. It's also Terra. And, you know, Gaia is our foundation. You know, she is the thing that sustains us, you know. So when you see a 4, you're going to associate it with structure, foundation, and Mother Earth. You know, it's all the same thing. You know, if you think about it, this is Mother Earth is a structure, right? Even the matrix is a structure. And, you know, obviously the matrix is part of Mother Earth, you know, and that gets complex. So we're not going to get too much into that as of yet, but we'll save that for another time. And so next number is 5, which is the number of change. Real simple, you know. Number 6 is, regardless of what they've been saying about the number 6 for so long, you know, they don't want us to know that that actually is the number of love.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen that. It was talking about like I think it's an unconditional love, but
yeah,
I've seen it go into
harmony. It means love, harmony, truth. Now, if you think about it, 6 is perfect. You know what I'm saying? 6 is perfect. It's 3 and 3, right?
yeah,
It's perfect. So that's what love is, perfect.
yeah,
But now, one thing about that is, if you're in an energy of fear, you can use that number a whole different way, and it will create the whole opposite, right? Let's say you want to use your personal magic, and your magic is based on dark energy, fear energy, elusive energy. Then you can use that number. Its power is so great. And if you're in a whole nother place and on the side of, you know, dark energy, then
yeah.
you can use that powerful number for other things that are not good, you know, that would be not good to us, you know, as light workers. So in any number, if you're using a number for magical whatever, not just magical but just generally, it can go this way or that way. What do you resonate with? What energy do you resonate with? So this is the reason why they say the number 6 is so bad, because those people who say the number 6 are so bad is so bad, they believe that. They believe in that. They believe in that side. You know, me,
So
I believe in this side.
so numbers, because you know elements have polarities. Me and my brother, we both study hermetics, and there's you know the good thing with water, you know survival, but it can also cause disaster. So that's the same thing that you're saying happens with numbers as well.
Exactly. With anything in existence, there is always, and that's called duality,
Yeah.
because we're here. So there is the light, there is the dark. There is the chaos, there is the joy, there is the ease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all, everything is like that here in this realm, in this place. So whatever your energy resonates with, let's say I'm mad, my energy is going to resonate with this. If I'm mad, but I like being happy, so I'm going to resonate with this. I love harmony. Shoot, that's what my 6 means. So if I see 3 6s, I'm gonna say, oh shoot, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good day, because that's where my energy is. My energy is lighted. I'm happy. I welcome that. I welcome those numbers, because I know that's perfect harmony. The catalytic harmony, as a matter of fact, the catalytic love, because it's 3 6s. Beautiful, powerful number, because of where I'm at. I'm over here. But if you're over there, it's going to be bad. It's going to be negative. It's going to be low vibrational. I'm high vibrational. That's me. So I don't know what they're talking about, but I know what it means. I know where they get it from. You know what I mean?
And it's wild that you stuck on that because I've actually been seeing 6 6. And you know how like I was saying earlier about like the two significant numbers or whatever. So I'm seeing 6 and that's 12. And then 12 is 3. So I would look for, you know, 3 and also look for 6 to see exactly. And then that's a catalyst. And then if I'm not mistaken, it's what is it called? Like working on something. I can't think of it, but it reminds me of the 3 of Pentacles as well. When I was looking over it briefly, I seen so much connection between numerology and tarot cards. Even when you talk about duality, when you think about the 2 of Pentacles and you got the 2 Pentacles or whatever, and it's making a choice between something, or the Two of Swords, trying to, a mindful choice that you're trying to make, or you got the Two of Cups, and that's talking about partnership, you know, and like this love. And even in tarot cards with the Six of Pentacles, that's like, that's talking about like an unconditional love, you know what I'm saying? You got the man handing out his coins to the woman and the man, you know, and if you read into like the Six of Pentacles, that's exactly what it means. So even the Six of Swords, it's like you see the person on the boat, like it makes
It
so
makes
much
sense.
sense to me.
It makes,
Yeah.
it's all, like I said, they all go hand in hand. This is just the angelic, the spirit realm, the divine realm providing you the tools, and you're seeing how they come together, and you're like, dang, this makes sense, this does all go together, you know,
Yeah.
just like we do as
Yeah.
human beings. We also are one, you know, so that's also related. You'll see later, as you start to continue your path, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because when I was given that information about we are one, I was like, how are we one? I don't understand. But I
Yeah.
understand. We're all
Yeah.
connected.
Girl, even these bracelets, like these bracelets have more of a frequency, probably more than that what we do. But just like these bracelets, you speak to the jewels to wake them up because they're conscious. Everything has a conscious mind. Just like when you're doing your spells and things, you speak to your herbs and wake them up. And you speak to water, like whenever you want to change or you want to feel a different vibration. I have put that in the last one. Speak to your water. It vibrates. Everything has a consciousness. It's just, you know, the levels of consciousness are different and vibrate on a different frequency based on your understanding. But also, whenever I look at, when we're talking about the six, I mean the life path 5, and I think about birth charts, my you know, the sixth house is talking about work in a birth chart, and then the
Okay.
life path 5 is talking about freedom. I have Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, you know, the sign known for wanting freedom, and in my work, and then that being my purpose, it makes so much sense right there.
It's
I just
telling
had
you
to
a
put it because
story.
I'm like, that makes sense.
I mean, everything is telling us a story, and you just
Yeah,
have to read the story, you know. When we
yeah,
do tarot, we're reading stories. We're reading people's stories for them. You know, we're telling them what they need to hear, what they need to know. That's why they get readings, you know, because they want to feel a sense of that they are important, number one, that they
yeah,
mean something, that they're here for a reason. Everybody, even if they don't realize it, they want to know why they're here. They
yeah,
want to feel like they're important, like they have purpose, you know, and it's true that we all do. And also sometimes the cards or the spirits or my guides are like, hey, you need to read for this person because they need to wake up. They need encouragement. You know, they need inspiration because they're important.
yeah,
There are people that are also chosen, you know. These people are people like us, chosen to express and expand on these spiritual, you know, these spiritual, what do you call it? Aspects. You know what I mean? All these different spiritual aspects. And, you know, we are the ones who plant the seeds for the rest of them. So it's important that those who are chosen come online, so to speak, wake up, you know, because they have something to do, and it starts with them. You know, there are many starts that begin with them. And so I often am given, you know, guidance. I'm given nudges and urges to read for certain people,
yeah,
you know, because I work for God, girl. If God says do this, I'm gonna do it. I hear it clear and I follow it every time, because that's why I'm here. I've been given this information. I feel it. I know it. I sense it. I perceive it, everything. And I do it because I know if I do it, I'm going to get paid. And when I say get paid, I'm not even just talking about, I'm
yeah,
not talking about, not even talking about just blessings. I mean, it's all blessings, but
yeah,
it's financial, it's spiritual, it's, you know, emotional, it's stability, it's everything. God pays me. When I tell you God pays me, God pays me and takes care of me.
Too.
Everything falls in place if you listen and you do your work. And it's not even hard work. You just have to listen. You just have to know that God is speaking to you, or the angels are speaking to you. The divine are telling you something, and you got to trust it. It's something that you connect with, you know, your intuition, your God, your higher self, your God self. It's speaking to you. It wants you. Your soul wishes to express itself. And there are many of us that our souls are not expressing themselves because we're too stuck into the matrix and the distractions, you know.
Yeah. And that just makes me think, like, whenever someone comes to you, and you know how I'm saying, like, I'm looking at these numbers and what they mean, and then someone comes and they get a tarot card reading. It's basically, you know, like in the matrix, when you see all these numbers, that's what the tarot cards are doing, because you're feeding off their energy. So you're feeding on what they're vibrating anyway. And if they go, say for instance, Susie Q comes and she wants to know if Daryl's in love with her, you're picking up Daryl's energy. So you're looking. So, you know, all this is beautiful, but I'm like, I'm really up here like, man, that's wild. But
it's like codes. It's codes, girl, and we got to figure out the codes.
Yeah.
That's what we're helping people learn what the codes mean. Because we're just like computers, girl, as above, so below. God made us organic. We're like organic computers. We get downloads from the divine realm, and we download things on computers. We're just like computers, except we're organic. That's why man made computers and technology. God made us creators. We're creators. God is a creator. Our source is the creator, the divine creator, right? We're created creators designed to create.
Yeah.
It's all about creation. And you know, we have to wake up to these tools, be afraid, because there are those energies that exist that wish for us to continue to sleep. It doesn't want us to succeed, because we've already succeeded in something greater and grander than, you know, that has to do with the shift, the paradigm shift. We already won. We've already won. It's already a done deal. But it's gonna, that energy, that elusive energy, that dark energy, that energy of fear is gonna fight so hard right now, harder than it's ever fought, because it's losing and it's knowing it, and it's gonna try to drag you down. It's
I'm
like,
not even gonna say what I want to say right now, because I'm about to go a different way and forget about this numerology, because I'm about to try to talk on time. But let's go to 7, because it's eating me alive not to go into that.
Okay, 7. Let's do 7. So 7 is the number of enlightenment and knowledge. Okay, so when you see a 7, you're going to associate that with the awakening. It's also a God number. I mean, all of them are God numbers, but you know, 7 is associated with the best of luck. Huh?
Like Christ consciousness, like
Christ Number 8 is the number of abundance. It's an infinity sign. Right?
I was going to say that too. That was going to be one of my questions. Like, is it associated with infinity?
It is, and it's never ending. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So abundance, if you see 8, expect abundance. Expect, and not just, and when I say abundance, you know, people want to associate that with financial abundance, but it's all kinds of abundance. It's spiritual abundance, it's emotional abundance, you know, all kinds of whatever kind of abundance. There could be health abundance, you know, I have an abundance of health, great health, you know. So whatever it is you're thinking about when you see that number, I would definitely, you know, think about that. Contemplate. You know, whenever you see numbers, you want to contemplate what you were just thinking about. And if you can't remember, think about what you want to have abundance in.
Yeah.
You know, because that energy it's like the universe is speaking to you. And whatever you're thinking, you already know creates. you know, your magic. That's your magic right there. So if you don't remember what magical thing you were thinking at the time, then think something magical that you do want to happen. When you do see these numbers, actually think of something magical and great all the time, period. You know, think about what you want to manifest, because if you're thinking about bullshit, you're gonna manifest bullshit.
To deal with bullshit. Like I ain't got no drama. I let all that bullshit go.
Right.
Positively.
If you really continue to focus. Right. If you
I'm a fireball.
I know, girl.
So for me to be at peace, that speaks volumes.
It does. It does. And you know, there's nothing like peace. You will do everything to keep it. And that's how I feel. I'll do everything to keep my peace. So if somebody has shown me that, you know, they don't have no good intentions for me, you know, I don't have a problem with tolerating people because I'm mature, but I know, you know what I mean? I know you don't have good intentions for me, so I'm going to stay away from you. I'm going to distance myself, but I'm still going to send light and love, because we're all God's children. We're all creations of God, and I respect that, you know, but I will not accept to be trampled on, to be abused in any way, shape, form, fashion, with words, with moves, you know, with deception. Now, I take deception very, very seriously. If you have deceived me, if you have betrayed me, then be careful, because you know you won't be having no kind of energy, my energy around you, because you're deceitful, you're deceptive. You don't, you know, there's something not right there. So you want to stay away from that energy, you know.
And then it's draining. It's basically draining your energy.
Well, they're vampires.
Yeah.
They're vampires. They're energy vampires, girl. And when you know you have an energy vampire around you, you want to get away from it, because what is it doing? It's hurting you. It's hurting you. It's depleting you. You don't need to deplete for anybody, you know. Now, yeah, we have a purpose. We have to, as empaths, I don't know if you're an empath, but I'm an empath.
Very much.
So as empaths, you know, people naturally drain our energy already. It's something that we have to deal with, something that is part of our purpose. But if you don't appreciate me and what I do, and you know, as a person, as an empath, as someone who's here to help, then you got to get away from those people, because they will just drain you dry, and they don't give a shit. You know, they don't. They just, as long as they have
nature, your light.
As long as they have that, as long as they can hold on to that, girl, they're going to continue to. They're going to, it's because we're feeding them. We're feeding them power. We're feeding them the highest power that exists, unconditional love. It's fulfilling. So they're just taking away to fulfill themselves without reciprocation, you know? So then you end up drained and depleted. And you wonder why you're so tired, you know? So what number are we on? 9?
Yeah.
9 is the end, the completion, you know? And with the end, right after is always a new beginning, you know? So, you know, I'm excited about the number 9, because that's my life path. Because I know that whatever's ending, something grand is beginning, you know? So the 0, though, the 0, it does matter. It doesn't not mean anything. It's a cycle. It cycles. You know, it's, as a matter of fact, the universe is like this. Like that. It's a spiral. But if you look at it from an angle, you're going to see a cycle, a circle, right? But it goes and goes and goes and goes. So it never ends either, you know? I mean, in certain senses it does. Like when they're telling you, when they're showing you a 0, they're telling you there's a cycle going on. Now, some cycles, they need to be broken, you know, so I'm not saying cycles are not meant to be broken.
Yeah.
But when you break a cycle, you go into another one. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're stepping out of a cycle into another cycle. Okay? Could be a good one, could be a bad one. Does that make sense?
Good karma and bad karma.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's infinite as well, you know. So you better you know, people better just go ahead and build up that good karma, because it's always, there's no end to this, to all of this. There's no end. There's no end to spiritual enlightenment, you know, besides ascension. But even then, after ascension, there's more, you know, there's more. Even when you transition, ascension doesn't require death, you know, but at this time, because of the paradigm shift. But ascension before it required a transition, a death, you know what I mean? But it's not really, it's not required. Like, what's happening is the energy is changing, and it won't be required. Death won't be required. You know, this is expansive. This is something that people probably won't understand, but it is the truth from the information that I've been given through channeling from the divine and things of that nature.
When you say the paradigm shift, you're talking about that shifting into 5D, into a higher frequency, into that house of Aquarius and things like that.
The age of Aquarius. Mm-hmm. Exactly. The age of Aquarius is a new time, and it's a better time, and it's happening now. It's been happening for a while, since 2012. It began. That's when it began. So as time goes on, we start to shift into our light bodies. You know that song, Beyonce says, body gonna shine, bling body, shine your body, shine your body. She's talking about that. She's talking about the shift, girl. She knows. Shine your body. She's talking about the light body. The light body is the ascended body. And the higher you raise your frequency, the lighter your body gets. Look at me. I'm damn near 40, girl. I'm about to be 40. Do I look like I'm 40?
Girl, them hips sure did it. I'm still trying to get like you.
40. I look like I'm younger than before. I looked older before because I was unhappy, and I had drug issues. I was living a hard life. You know what I'm saying? I lived a very difficult life, and you know, Cori, you know where I came from, the depths and the gutter, you know, the fucking gutter, the mud. I was in the mud, literally, homeless, had nothing, didn't even have my kids. But look at me now. You know, we exist to show people that there is more. You can come from nothing, from the mud, and be something. You know, you are something. We all are something. We are important. Life is precious. Every one of us. Every one of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna end it here because I really want to talk about something, but I know Chemist wants to talk about it from y'all's brief discussion. So I'm gonna let him do his part of the interview.